The Jaguar I-Pace, Jaguar's electric car, it won World Car of the Year. But since then, things haven't gone well for this EV. It's been recalled a number of times because, well, they keep burning themselves to the ground. And there's been numerous problems. Unfortunately, this isn't the end for Jaguar. Now, Jaguar doesn't actually manufacture this car. Magna Steyr in Austria manufacture this EV, which I believe is probably the worst made electric car in the history of the West. There's a lot of worse ones in China, but this is the worst one that we know of. And considering one World Car of the Year, this is pretty shockingly bad. Now, what I find intriguing is Magna Steyr also manufacture Fisker's electric car, which is said to have numerous problems as well. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. What has just happened here is quite a scary situation. Right, it reminds me of the movie Speed. Remember the one with Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves? Well, a driver of an electric Jaguar I-Pace has talked about how in terror he was as police were forced to ram him off the road when the brakes of his luxury car just completely failed. Nathan Owen was trapped inside the speeding Jaguar I-Pace as it tore down the very busy M62 without any brakes at all after it suffered an electrical fault. Police used specialist pursuit tactics to ram the completely out of control vehicle, eventually bringing it to a safe stop on Wednesday. Now, this is a very rare situation for any kind of car. Bit of a shock here. Terrified and trapped inside, as it travelled at nearly 100 miles per hour, crisis support worker Mr. Owen told Mail Online. In the back of my mind, I was thinking, I'm going to end up crashing the car. I'm going to kill myself, or I'm going to kill an innocent person on the roads. Now, personally, I'm curious to know why he was going 100 miles an hour. That's what he was going, apparently. I mean, realistically, wouldn't you need to accelerate to hit 100 miles an hour? Anyway, Mr. Owen said, the car was in its own world. It just had no brakes. The worst thing about it is that it's happened before, he claims. The car literally just started speeding up. I couldn't press the brakes. The speed was going towards 100 miles an hour in the high 90s, going to 100. I thought, this is a bit wrong. You don't say, a bit wrong. It came up on the dashboard saying there was a battery malfunction in my car. I kept trying to press the brakes, but nothing was happening. So the next thing I thought I should do was call 999, which is 911 or 000 in Australia, and tell them what was happening. Northwest Motorway Police revealed what had happened on social media, writing, police currently have a lane 3 and lane 4 closure on the road. This is following the use of tactics to stop an electric vehicle with an electric fault when the driver was unable to brake and the car accelerated itself apparently up to 100 miles an hour. Motorway officers from Merseyside, Cheshire and GMP brought the vehicle to a safe stop. Now, the truth is here, I've got no idea if he's telling the truth, but we do know that these vehicles have been very problematic. Yeah, like I said, they've been recalled for battery fires and numerous issues a number of times. The Jaguar I-Pace is set to be discontinued before the company's relaunch as an EV-only brand next year in 2025. Jaguar have actually shut down production of electric cars. The biggest reason is it's just, they say, not enough demand and the future is clearly electric. In May 2023, Jaguar recalled more than, well, basically all their electric SUVs in the US due to the very high risk of a high voltage battery catching fire. In an email, Jaguar told drivers they should park away from their house or any building of any kind at all until recall repairs had been completed, and where possible they should charge outdoors. Now, unfortunately, the reality was, in spite of this recall, some of these cars actually, after being fixed, still set fire to themselves anyway. The car manufacturing giants had originally planned to make the I-Pace sound like a sci-fi spacecraft, but in testing they found that the sound caused pedestrians to look up at the sky instead of in the direction of the vehicle. So that had to be changed as well. Kind of a bizarre feature that not many people have heard of. Now, Jaguar Land Rover have said a full review is underway, blah, 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 blah. Truthfully, the car manufacturer, Jaguar and Land Rover, they're in crisis at the moment because their sales have plummeted. Very real risk that both of those companies will go bankrupt within the next couple of years. Within the next 5 years, it's a very high risk. I mean, realistically, Jaguar, their vehicle sales, they've hit rock bottom. The company, though, is owned by Indian conglomerate Tata. So who knows what's going to happen? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Jaguar disappeared and then they relaunched as a Chinese-owned electric car brand at some point in the future. Not saying that's what I want to happen. I actually quite like the brand Jaguar, but let's just face facts here. So many problems with their vehicles. I'm not really convinced that their strategy, $200,000 cars or more, that's their cheapest model they plan on having, and EV only. I mean, I'm not really convinced that just selling super high priced EVs is a smart strategy to relaunch the brand. Either way, guys, this is a pretty scary experience. I'm kind of curious to know what would happen. This reminds me of that bus in Speed, and they can't stop the bus and it's just going faster and faster and faster, and it's just like a crazy scenario. A little bit like that. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.